Well, I think light is an emotion.
Blackout Britain.
Floodlighting.
Magnetic waves.
Beautiful.
Feeling.
Stimulation. Fossil fuel.
Colours.
Controlled
Mood.
Contrast. Perception.
the environment.
Concern.
Celebration.
Switching on.
Spectacular.
Valuable.
Pollution.
Visually.
Climate change.
Dimming.
Attitude.
In the modern-day world, light has become the most difficult word to define. The controversies that surround its usage have made it a topical subject of discussion. Either natural or artificial, light acts as a perfect ingredient in creating a great environment. Light is known to be the most celebrated innovation by man. Its enormous range of uses in different forms creates impacting aesthetics and moods.
Light is as much about emotion and feeling as it is about the visual presence of light. Light can change mood, affect attitude. In fact, even your very well-being can be affected by the various colours that the light can bring.
It's doing something in your heart that you can't really describe in words.
Around the world, lights are juxtaposed against other surroundings to create beautiful atmospheres. Every year, cities like Geneva celebrate the Light and Tree Festival to brighten up the city and boost tourism. In this festival, creative light designers work together, lighting up trees around the city. Considered as a form of art, light is used in a creative and perhaps more importantly, energy-efficient way.
Oh, it makes me smile, it makes me feel better than just walking through a dark night.
You can take any dull object and you light it up and it looks wonderful. So lights are the thing of the future.
With this kind of festival you can see a lot of different things. You've got some big trees with light and sound, some other one just with the sound, other one just with light.
Lights are such an essential part of our life.
Like other European cities, London celebrated its first Creative Light Festival, Switched On London, this year. During the event, lights were used by artists and designers to enhance the architecture along the banks of the River Thames. The event was highly criticised by environmental organisations, concerned by the amount of energy used up to light up London.
Lighting events have their place. They can be seen as a tourist attraction. However, I believe events such as Light Up London have been poorly executed because they use inefficient lighting. They remain on for periods when there isn't much tourism and there aren't actually many locals walking around.
Yes, we are wasting energy, yes. But we're doing it to promote the whole intention of Switch On London. It's a celebration of the relationship between lights, architecture and the city.
Switching on lights at this point in history, 2007, a couple of years after the world's woken up to the greatest threat to our children and grandchildren that's ever been in human history, isn't that smart an idea? So I can't really support switching on London, even if people think it's going to boost tourism.
Blackout Britain wouldn't be too keen to encourage any more lighting up of London. Electricity is actually really valuable and we can't use it as much as we want to without realising that there's massive consequences.
London is usually considered a dark capital. A lack of planned, efficient and creative lighting puts London behind other major cities around the world. Labelled as one of the worst pollutants in Europe, the London lighting techniques are gaining a reputation of being all glitz and no efficiency.
Some of our glorious heritage, both in terms of contemporary buildings and in the older buildings, should be lit so that members of the public can enjoy them when they're walking through the city. I mean, even at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in November, it's a pleasant walk home.
In London right now it's it's a bit poor. I mean, not enough light, it's a bit, not dead, but government from London should give something more to the population, more light, more life, more happiness.
We're pretty good at lighting up London, it's turning the lights off that's the tricky bit.
The lighting in Geneva is much nicer than the one they do in London.
You know, Paris, Berlin, Madrid and Portugal, and we're going even in Japan. And there's lots of things about light already in those countries, and I found that London was a bit sort of behind all those people. Blackout
Britain loves chic, dark London.
In some ways, although I'm very aware of energy concerns, it's a very small price to pay for a wonderful visual effect.
While the argument over London lighting is still open, London remains the dark capital. Excessive usage of floodlighting and uncontrolled systems are brightening the sky rather than buildings and monuments. Day by day, London is suffering from light pollution.
I don't think people in the city realise what's up above them, and what with the light pollution and air pollution, it can be very difficult to become aware of that. I think being able to see the stars at night, you know, puts you in your place to a certain extent. It gives you an idea of human scale in the universe, and I think that's something that everyone has a right to. I think it's a shame that so many inner city kids are growing up without the opportunity of realising that there's a whole universe out there.
London is a beautiful city and needs to be lit up, but in a futuristic and organised way. Otherwise, we will live in both the darkest and the most light-polluted city in the world. Share your videos, images and any other comments on www.heroiclights.co.uk.